Hey Mike, before you get started,
Yeah?
can you just do it like kind of casually?
Fuck you, Aiden. Fuck you so much.
You're like, just start. This should all be a part of your thing. This is golf.
I know. No. Anyway, hello and welcome to Mad Chat. This is, I think, episode 4 of Mad Chat. Today we're missing someone. We're missing Sam, but that's okay. We'll just carry on without him, like he's the ghost of Christmas past or something. I don't, whatever. Anyway, this is a conversational podcast where we talk about games, gaming news, new releases, all sorts of stuff, and basically anything else that pops into our head. I'm your host, Diz. Hello and welcome. And with me today, I have two wonderful people. First of all, from Midnight Heist Crew, Eddie Van Axel. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for having us, or having me on anyway. The other part of Midnight Heist Crew is not on with us right now, but that's cool.
And the other person I have with me today is, he's been a good friend of mine and a regular to the podcast, Haydo. How you doing, buddy?
Good mate, how are you?
Good. How are we, chaps?
Yep. Pretty good, bro. Pretty good.
Yeah?
Life's good. Can't really complain. I'm alive.
Life's good.
I've got some money.
Well, you've got some money.
I have some money.
That's all that matters in
It's
life.
it's kind of important, but
It's quite important. I pay bills. I have a roof over my head. It's warm. I'm dry and not living in the rain.
and you don't get games for free as well, so
Oh, I wish I got games for free.
We do get games for free. What are you talking about? We're on Xbox.
Yeah,
I mean
they
good,
don't count.
good games.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hey, we got Grid 2 the other day. That's a good game, alright?
Yeah, it's so good that I was like, get the fuck out, I'm going to download that shit.
Well, we got Sunset Overdrive. That's a good game. Well, it's a AAA title.
Actually, Sunset Overdrive wasn't too bad, actually. I must admit, there was a bit of fun.
Funny, I hated it.
I love that, but that's so contradicting. I love that you just went back on yourself. You're like, oh, that's
I know,
a pretty good
I know.
game. I hated it.
No. I said it's a AAA game. I didn't say it was a good game. I said it's a AAA game.
I love that this is recorded and we can go back and listen to you say, oh, it's pretty good.
Whatever. Anyways, we're going to kick it off with the game releases of the week. So, this week we have Homefront: The Revolution. I'm excited about that. That's for all PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Shadow of the Beast for PS4. I actually haven't heard of that because PS4. Rugby League Live 3. Woohoo!
Lame.
Oh, yeah. That just sounds like so much fun.
After watching the Warriors, I don't know how anyone could actually like rugby league anymore.
You're like, you've got the wrong person on your podcast if this is
we're
what
not
you want to talk about.
This is exactly why we were like, because rugby.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm just going over the notable mentions today, but the biggest notable mention today for me is Far Harbour on Thursday.
Oh, fucking yes! Fucking yeah! Fucking what?
I knew that would get Eddie going.
Man.
I knew that would get Eddie going. And basically, Homefront's coming out on Friday for Europe, so they can go suck a dick. But that's fine. And other than that, there's not really that much else, except for maybe Space Pirates and Zombies 2. Hey, that's a good game, man.
It does. It sounds like a good game. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds amazing. That sounds better than Far Harbour, to be honest.
But yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna hang up and eat my fucking foot.
Yeah, good. So yeah, that's basically the notable mentions for game releases this week. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty damn excited for Homefront and Far Harbour.
Can't lie to you, my friend. I know sweet fuck all about Homefront. I know what I've seen in the trailer, and I know the basic premise of the game, and it looks pretty alright. I was not sold on the fact that it was a first-person shooter until somebody told me that it was going to be very much like Metro 2033.
I've been following it for the last year now, so I'm quite excited for it. But the biggest one this week is fucking Far Harbour.
Oh man, it is fucking Far Harbour.
I know. The biggest. You know what the fucked up thing is? I don't want Far Harbour for the actual Far Harbour part of it.
Ah,
I want it for the crafting part.
Yeah, me too. Like you've seen my settlements.
Yeah, I
and,
have seen your settlements.
Like, man, you know that's what I'm excited about.
There'll be a link under this, by the way, everyone, to Midnight Heist Crew's channel, so if you want to check that out. But, yes, no, it's, I mean, we're all about the building around here, aren't we?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. I absolutely adore the building. And I really like the building aspect of the game for more than just the fact that you get to build. Like, for me personally, it completely extended my game beyond the end game.
Yeah.
Because of the way that I played the game and the choices that I made that lead me to the end state of the game. It actually makes me feel like my building and restoring the wasteland isn't just a mechanic that I'm playing out. It's not just a mini game. It's actually something that's adding to the narrative beyond the narrative. So it's...
Well, you're very much about role-playing and role-playing those settlements as real Fallout things. So
not all of them. I have got my fun settlements.
Yes,
I've got very lore-friendly settlements that make sense in the world that they exist in. But then I've got the Death Tower because I wanted to build a tower that had... It's literally a tower as high as you can build it, and on every side of all four sides of it are turrets. It's fucking incredible.
Rocket launcher turrets at that, even.
Yeah, like, it looks like a fucking mess. And in fact, if the settlement gets attacked and you're there, the frame rate drops are so excessive that the game freezes, kicks you out, corrupts the save file.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
It got that bad.
When all of the turrets go off, it's like, nope, the game doesn't like it. It corrupts the save file. You're fucked. Actually,
I know in that settlement you did a bit of glitching to get the whole generator thing happening, getting like 200 power in like one block.
Yeah.
But have you replaced that with the new power generators or not?
No. I haven't done. I haven't done.
You haven't even gone back there.
No, I'm going to go back there and delete it all because I have inspiration now. So.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, okay, so moving on. Hayden, have you got anything you want to add to that? Are you gonna play Far Harbour?
To be honest, I haven't even finished the original game.
How far are you through? How far are you through the original?
Well, I'm very much like it. When I get free time, I'll have a jam. But I'm probably like level 34 or something.
Oh yeah.
That's respectable though for someone, going to university and stuff like that though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is probably like the first semester I've actually had free time, and I did injure myself on the weekend as well. So actually got
that's perfect timing.
Some extra time to kick back and have a jam.
To be honest, if this is the first semester where you've got extra time, you're not doing university right. I had nothing but time when I went to university, and I didn't.
All right, mister, I'm going to do my fucking assignments like at the last second.
Yeah, and get A pluses. I fucking love that shit. Like, that's how I roll.
I remember those nights that I'd come round to your place and you'd have the lounge set out as a study room.
Oh yeah,
and it was literally like till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's the most intuitive and productive environment to put a kitchen table in the middle of a tiny lounge in front of a TV with a computer that has 2 terabytes of movies. That's how you write essays.
I just remember the pile of books and papers and everything that was around. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Were they there for reading or just for looks?
Just for looks. Just to
set the study vibe up, like you're in an actual library.
Well,
no, pretty much.
The thing is, he revealed to me his secret the other day, and his secret was to, instead of reading the books, watch the movies.
Oh yeah,
that's no secret.
Isn't that what you did, Michael? Everyone did Harry Potter at high school.
No, Harry Potter wasn't out when we did high school. Surely it wasn't. No, it would have been out, but it wouldn't have been an approved test. I remember.
Hayden, me and you were in the same year, even. We didn't have Harry Potter then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was Harry Potter.
Nah,
sure?
the first one, yeah, because I remember reading it out to the teacher, and all I was just reciting to her was what I could remember from the movie.
Oh no, I did I wasn't in your English class. I did the Truman Show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really sad. I don't even remember the film that we did. I remember the book though, which is really odd because I'm not usually a fan of books. But they did Z for Zachariah, which was fucking fantastic. It's one of the best books I've ever read.
Z for Zachariah is a good movie, also.
Not
our theme this week.
Not nearly as good as the book.
Oh, really? I haven't. You know me, I don't read, so movies is where it's at for me.
Just read the synopsis of the book; it's fantastic. I highly recommend that everybody goes to Wikipedia and reads the synopsis for the Z for Zachariah novel before watching the movie.
I mean, reading the synopsis of a book is like saying, McDonald's is like a restaurant. You don't get the same effect.
No, that's absolutely true, and I completely agree. But you just finished saying that you don't like to read books, so I'm offering you an alternative. Go to Wikipedia, find out what the story's about, then watch the movie and be like, "Wow, that's the difference."
But the synopsis wouldn't give me a good overview of the whole book, though, would it?
The synopsis is probably like if you printed the synopsis out, it'd be like 12 pages long or something. It's pretty.
Oh
huge.
shit! Okay.
Like the full, like not the little paragraph, like the full plot breakdown.
Oh right, okay. I might actually have to do that because I spotted Z for Zachariah on Netflix the other day. I was like, oh fuck, I want to watch that movie again. But before we get into our theme, which is our theme this week,
that was a perfect segue.
It was a perfect segue, but we're going to actually segue back and go back to see if there's any gaming news. Normally Sam would do the gaming news this week, but because he's not here and I'm too lazy, I haven't done any news. So if there's any news you guys want to add, then go for it right now.
I have a little cool thing, and it kind of mixes perfectly with your topic of the week, which is what there, Dizzle?
Just topic of the week is just movies in general.
Yeah, well, I was trying to get you to be like, movies! This is our topic of the week. Wow! But you're like, are you fucking stupid idiots?
I mean, considering I've said it 3 times now.
I'm trying to create atmosphere, because it's kind of exciting. It's kind of really cool. It's actually really awesome. So,
okay.
The Assassin's Creed film trailer was released this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what? I'm sorry. Step back.
Yep.
Is an Assassin's Creed film being made, and
Yes.
I didn't know about this?
Yes. So I'm pretty sure you would have known about it. I'm pretty sure everybody heard about it. They talked about this a couple of years ago. They were going to make a film.
Oh.
It's a thing. There's a trailer out. The trailer's incredible. And for those of you who haven't seen the trailer, I'm going to ruin something in it because it's an important part to share with you.
Go for it.
Michael Fassbender is playing our assassin. We don't know who or if he's playing. Can't tell if he's Desmond and if he's going to be Altair or who he's going to be. But it's going to be Michael Fassbender, and he looks fantastic in the role.
Oh,
cool.
Okay. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Also, one other little tidbit of news going back to Fallout, because I'm all about Fallout, and I fucking love Fallout. Oh my god, my eyes are just about to burn out of my skull.
I'm with you there, buddy. Don't worry.
All credit to Hey, I'm Star-Lord, who is always, and go and check his channel out.
Yes.
He's really, really good. Hey, I'm Star-Lord. He's always the first with news. He's always the first with, like, just everything. Like, he beats Maddie to the play every time because Maddie's ego's gotten way too big, I think.
Did you see, actually, about that, did you see today's video?
Oh, shit. What video?
Maddie's video today?
What was his video?
I'm agreeing with the whole ego thing. He got sent a collector's edition of Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, Maddie.
Yeah.
But I used to come to your videos for good actual news, and now you're just kind of like, you're calling it in now. You're phoning it in.
But anyway,
done, mate.
So credit to Hey, I'm Star-Lord for putting the information out there on YouTube because he was above and beyond first. Somebody has delved into the source files again, and they have found source code proof of DLC pass Far Harbor, which is called Nuka World, and a Wasteland Workshop 2.
And 3.
Yes, and 3.
Yes. Something about that, though, that we should mention is that the Nuka World will most likely be a code name, just like the other 3 was.
Yeah.
Far Harbor was Coast, but it'll have some sort of Nuka World theme, probably, which will be cool. I'd like to see that, actually. But it's interesting that they've gone with Wasteland Workshop 2 and 3.
I
would have thought they would have done more like what they did with this wave and go like an Automatron, a small little storyline based thing, then a workshop, then a big one.
Do you know what?
And-
So this is just a credit to Bethesda, and I'll admit it right now. I'm a huge fanboy. You know it.
Oh, so am I.
But
yeah.
you know, to everybody listening, I am a massive fanboy. So you know, biased a little bit. But to Bethesda's credit, with mods coming out and with the incredible modding community that Bethesda games have, and they're still willing or wanting to push out Wasteland Workshops in the face of potential huge negative criticism. I think that's actually kind of cool for people like me, who, yes, I will get mods, but for my character, who's my character, I won't mod that character.
Same here.
And I want all of the features that other modders get without having to put mods on. And it's kind of cool that it looks like they're going to cater to those of us who want a vanilla game as well as a modded game. Because
Todd Howard said it when the game first came out. He was like, "We want you to play the vanilla game first before mods come out." So it makes sense that they want you to have a vanilla game, a vanilla character even.
But it's just, I just think it's cool that Bethesda always gets a lot of shit for the fact people think that they rest on their laurels and let the modding community fix all of their mistakes. And clearly this is something that they're not just sitting back going, "Oh, we're going to let the modding community take it from here. We're not going to try and put any more assets in the game that don't already exist or do anything different with it. Fuck it. Modding's out there, let them do it."
I've got to come to their defense a little bit when people say that, though, because especially with Fallout 4, they seem to have done a very good job with getting rid of glitches and stuff like that in this game. Like, they've been right on top of it this time. Whereas I know with Fallout 3 and a little bit with Skyrim, you know, those patches weren't as regular, but these ones, they're pumping them out now, which is good to see, actually.
They are, but there was, did you see in the patch notes for 1.4 or I think it was 1.4 or 1.5, one of the two. There was like
We're on 1.5 now.
So it was this one, the most recent one. There was like an absolute game-destroying glitch that obviously didn't affect very many people. That's taken them this long to remedy, and that was people would go into the Institute and they would become hostile, and never allowing you to leave the Institute. So once you got in, you'd get in and you'd be stuck inside the Institute. It's taken them 4 patches.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, man. So on the ball.
That never affected me.
No, it never affected me either, and I haven't been able to find any videos. There's a couple of Reddit posts, but I mean, Reddit's Reddit. Who the fuck? Reddit. Yeah.
Hayden, do you visit Reddit very often?
No, not really, to be honest.
No. It's kind of one of those social media websites where I'm just like, no, I'm gonna fucking stay away from.
Oh, Reddit's fucking awful, man.
Reddit is just Reddit.
Just the worst.
I went on there once and got lost in the fucking menus and shit. I was just like, nah.
Dude, you go onto Reddit and you're like, Fallout 4 mod Reddit, and then it comes up with like porn, pussy, hit that shit. Wanna fuck tomorrow? It's like, what? Fallout 4. Bang, and the first search for Fallout 4 is big black cock, tiny little white pussy. And it's like, what? Is this Reddit? Hang on, let me, Reddit.com. Yeah, that's Reddit, alright. Cool. Thought I was on RedTube again. Fuck.
Oh, good.
Fallout is probably porn to some people, though, to be honest. But
True.
But
No, it is for
someone
me.
just got confused between their actual porn and their Fallout porn.
Alright, guys, I'm with you. Yeah, it's probably right. Like, modded. I could just see, like, some mouth breather on their computer, like, on Reddit. Are there any Fallout 4 mods with nudity? Oh, yeah.
You probably find that most of the mod photos ended up on Pornhub.
Yeah.
And there's some really disappointed guy sitting there going, "What the hell is this? This is not what I expected when I heard Big Gun."
Yeah. What? I didn't expect
if
this when I
that's
clicked
what
on the
guys look
video
for
called Fat Man.
Oh, why anyone would be looking at a fat man in the first place?
Why anyone would be looking at big guns as well? I don't know, but yeah, people do.
Oh my god, bro. That'd be such a fun game. Take the names of things in Fallout, like perks and weapons, and apply them to porn. What would you... What... Dude, okay, let's play this quick game, alright? Sorry to totally bug out the podcast. Hayden,
It's all good.
what video would you expect to see if you went on RedTube and typed in the kneecapper?
Wow.
You'd probably see someone with a baseball bat, that's for sure. Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Dizzle, one for you. You're on YouPorn and you type in Aquaboy. What are you going to see?
Oh, wow. Yeah, probably some sort of squirting fetish thing or something.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. I kind of want to do it now just to have a look.
That would be a really fun game. But
if YouTube weren't so strict on their fucking censoring,
you definitely wouldn't be looking
make
at
a
that shit
video.
on YouTube.
Oh shit. Anyway, okay, we're gonna move on from that. That's gonna be a dangerous thing if we keep on talking about it, so we're gonna move on. But I'm gonna actually mention another little bit of actual news that's actually gonna lead into our topic today. I saw a bit more of a trailer for the new World of Warcraft movie. You guys probably have never even looked at World of Warcraft before, have you?
I have been following the movie with close guarded eyes because it actually looks very cool.
It does look very cool. As someone who's actually played World of Warcraft, it's nothing like the game, put it that way, by the looks of it. So that's good. That's going to appeal to more audiences than just the hard out gamers that like it. So that should be good. But anyway, movies. Go.
Cool.
Go. Do we list every movie that we know?
Like go. Like, where am I going, Dizzle? All right.
No,
Dizzle,
no.
Hayden, it was nice to be with you guys. I'm off. Sorry.
So basically, the reason why we've gone for movies this week is because Eddie has a degree in. Now, just remind me exactly what it is that you have a degree in.
English film and media studies. So it's pretty much useless.
But it's not. It's like specifically.
So I have a triple major in English film and media studies, and that's a Bachelor of Arts. And I did honours. And I graduated with honours after finishing honours, and then I focused on gender studies pretty much,
Right.
and the way gender is represented in the media,
Yeah.
TV, film, video games, etc. But that's a huge topic that we definitely don't need to be talking about.
Yes. But so you know your shit when it comes to media, anyway.
Well, I like to think I know my shit. I know some shit. Let's just say I know some shit and be happy with that. That way,
Okay.
see, if I set you up to be underwhelming and then I end up like wowing you, then I far exceed your expectations. You see, but then if you're like, man, this guy knows his shit, and then people watching are like, this guy doesn't know shit.
That's very odd because that's not who you are in real life. Like, in real life, IRL, you're very much the wow factor guy.
I am, and I'm not gonna lie, I am fucking awesome. But there are people out there that are gonna know above and beyond more than me because it's the internet. You try and have an argument with anybody over the internet while they're on Google. Of course, they're gonna know more than you do.
Yeah. Google's going to be the bane of everyone's life soon. It already is, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, I couldn't live without Google, man.
But I was specifically thinking about movies the other day, and what piqued my interest in talking about movies was actually Game of Thrones, actually, to be honest. And it was actually I was sitting there watching the latest episode of Game of Thrones. And I don't know if you've seen it, Hayden. Have you?
Yes. Yeah.
You have seen the latest episode, and
We're not going to throw any spoilers around on here, are we?
No, we're not going to throw spoilers around. But Eddie, you've watched it?
I have. I just finished watching it.
You just
tonight.
finished watching it? Good. Okay, so if there is anything, we can sort of be vague about spoilers, but the reason why it got me thinking about it was the whole end scene for the latest episode.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I was going, that's like you wouldn't see that in many movies these days. Like,
Oh
just
nah,
blatant-
that is like a really overused trope in films.
what?
That the imagery in that scene, you see it in the remake of Carrie. Most recently, it's in the remake. Oh, no, not the remake. It's in Friday the 13th. Sorry, Friday the 13th. Jason versus Freddy, which is obviously a few years ago now.
Yeah, it's a few. I'm saying like this the last 2 years we haven't seen. I mean, I suppose the last 2 years we've seen a shitload of bloody fucking superhero movies, which is not bad, but you know, fucking. I haven't seen anything like that in a movie in quite some time where it's been such a like, you don't know what the fuck's happening and then all of a sudden, boom, it's fucking right there in your face and you know exactly what's about to happen. Like,
Do you mean,
I was
do you
sitting
mean
there
like
watching
the ruthlessness of it?
Oh no, the thing is, as soon as she started talking to them, I was kind of like, fucking, oh my god, like I know exactly where this is fucking heading.
Yeah.
Like just the way that the whole setup of that scene, and by the end of that scene, I was almost in my chair clapping and jumping and sort of like, fuck yeah, go fucking Daenerys, fuck yeah.
See, the thing is, like, the show foreshadows that scene anyway, and
I suppose.
this is actually something that I've noticed with this season, and not really the other seasons. But like,
This season has been very much like that. Yes.
it's been a little bit weird. I feel like this isn't like a generalization for every episode of the entire season that we've seen so far, but there are bits and pieces where I feel like the producers are doing something they haven't done before, and that's holding the viewer's hand. They reminded us earlier on in the episode, they happened to mention she's having a conversation with one of the other woman,
Yeah.
and she talks about having dragons. It's like, that's really unnecessary. We know she's got dragons, because they're trying to remind us she has dragons. She's the mother of dragons. She's our dragon. Foreshadowing. Walk into room, set scene. Oh, I know what's going to happen now.
True. Good point. I mean, I suppose this season has been very much like that, but I've also noticed this season, I feel almost like there's been a big time difference in between end of season 5 and start of season 6, but not really, because there's been things that, like, for example, I mean, spoiler alert if you haven't heard it.
Massive spoiler alert, because I know what's coming.
Jon Snow dies at the end of season 5 and he's back in season 6.
And it's days later. It's like 2 days later.
It's not even days. It's probably a day by the way they sort of do it. But you look at then Bran, for example, and apart from the fact that he looks fucking 4 years older, you can tell there's been a long time there because he's been training with that old man and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
and
see, like, Bran's kind of hard. Like, you don't really know, because you didn't see anything of Bran for almost an entire season. I think we got, like, one little snippet of him last season.
I don't even know if we got one snippet
Actually,
of him last
you might be right there. I don't think we got... Well, I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't actually remember either, but yeah. But you're up to date, though, obviously, Hayden.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
What do you feel? Do you feel like there's a big gap somewhere? I don't know.
It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest. It's kind of hard to tell if everything runs in sync in general anyway, but I think as the characters get older, obviously Jon Snow doesn't look like he's getting much older, but some of the younger kids look like they're getting older, so you can't really take that much into account, because they can't do much about that. He's going to get older in the year difference or the...
See,
look at the new Lord of the new Lord of fucking Littlefinger's.
The Lord of the Vale, Lord Aaron.
Yeah, look at him. Even he looks like he's been Lord of the Vale for 5 years now, sort of thing. Because just like in that one scene of the last
hang
episode,
on,
you know what I mean?
Wait, they might actually have given a time frame. I think they. Oh man, no. Okay.
That scene,
so hang on, I'm pretty sure. Now, don't quote me on this. I could be wrong, but I have seem to remember. I think the guy says it's been a year or something since you went. I don't want to say anything,
Yes,
but I'm pretty sure he actually
talking
gives some sort of a time. Maybe he doesn't, and I'm just tripping.
No, he does, but I don't know if he says a specific time, but he makes it seem like there's been a long period of time. But yeah, anyway, basically what I was trying to say was, going back to originally what I was trying to say was the whole, I haven't felt in movies recently, especially, and I suppose it's because it's been mainly superhero movies that. There hasn't been a point of time where I've got to halfway through a movie and gone, oh, I know where this is going, and then it kind of take a left turn. It's kind of been like, oh, I know where this is going, and then it goes there.
Is it kind of because, like, I don't know, I feel like with most of those, like, especially most of those superhero movies, you can pretty much tell what's going to happen before you even watch it. But I feel like when you watch it, you just kind of, like most action movies, you just kind of melt your brain down to like a level 2 retardness and just kind of forget that you know anything about the movie and watch it from fresh eyes, and you just try to get absorbed in the movie and then go, oh, I wonder where this is going, you know what I mean? Like you kind of play a little bit dumb to make the movie appeal more to yourself, I think. But,
absolutely. But the thing is, and this is the thing about film and television, I guess, like that, like exactly what you're saying, is that you know exactly what you're getting into. Because all films, all genres adhere to specific genre conventions. And that's why it's exactly what you said.
But we had a little period there, like a couple of years ago, where they were starting to go out of those conventions, and it was quite kind of refreshing. But it feels like over the last, especially 2 years, they've just fallen back into that convention. It's like,
not really. I couldn't think of, say, 10 films off the top of my head that I felt defied or did something groundbreaking or different or revolutionary with genre conventions over the last 2 to 5 years. Not 10 films.
I'm not saying groundbreaking and revolutionary. I'm saying they started to sort of push the boundaries a little bit. And it made it sort of like, there's a little bit of hope that they could be like completely breaking those boundaries, but then it kind of stopped when the superhero sort of fad came out.
Do you think that maybe like just kind of what I was talking about before, like thinking about Game of Thrones you were just talking about, but not delving back into a convo on it, but you know like the very first season, when is it Sean Bean?
Yeah.
When he dies. That was like the first time where you kind of like you get in the movie mindset, like he's the main character, he's almost the main character. Yeah. He's not going to die. You're waiting for someone to come and save him, like you would in any kind of superhero movie. You expect Iron Man to jump down and back him up, and then nothing happens and then he dies, and that's the first kind of realization that you're like, oh, and then that's the kind of thing I quite like is that.
But I think that's what spurred it on in film, is that essentially that scene almost is it spurred on kind of like that I know a couple of movies, I can't think of the names of them off the top of my head, but I remember around that time watching a couple of movies and going, oh wow, this they've kind of gone down this track where usually that they would do that, they would have someone come and save them, but no, that the main character or whatever, the movie ends in a terrible way. Like my favourite movie of all time is The Mist, just because of the ending. I hate the rest of the movie. But the ending is brilliant.
Yeah.
The ending is absolutely brilliant. Just that movie is to me what more movies should be like nowadays, because I think people are getting too in that, like you say, in that movie mindset where they know kind of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And the problem is what I'm finding is that we're getting in the movie mindset and we're knowing what's going to happen, and therefore it happens. I want to see a movie where you get in the movie mindset and you think you know where something's going, and then, halfway through the movie it flips you on your complete ass, and then 3/4 of the way the movie it flips you again.
Yeah, but that's a convention that's been used for years, bro,
but there's nothing been like that recently. Name one thing that's been recently.
Okay, Friends with Benefits, bam. that is exactly that.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Right? So,
Wait,
like...
is that the Mila Kunis and...
Yeah, there's heaps of
Reckon?
films. There's heaps of
That's
films.
just a rom-com to me.
Yeah, it is just a rom-com, but they do the same thing. They start out as friends with benefits, and then they have your classic complication of the relationship, but then they meet a resolve in the middle of the film, and then they
in that parameters though.
But if you actually watch the film and in the way that you were just saying, where they're like,
yes,
you get to the midway and then 3/4 and it chops and changes, that film does it. It's not something that's new.
Yeah, but like you said, you go into that movie with the expectation of the fact that it is a rom-com.
Well, it still adheres to.
That's going to happen.
It still adheres to all the generic genre convention, all the conventions of the genre. It still adheres to all of the conventions of the romantic comedy genre. It just does it differently. It splits it up.
I'm talking like let's. I want to see an action movie that does that. Where an action movie fucking turns around and, for example, we'll say Arnie just because fucking he's the best. He's fucking Terminator, fucking rocking the shit, and then all of a sudden it turns into a fucking, I don't know, a rom-com. Or no, not quite. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't turn around and like you're watching an action movie and you're going, fuck, this is an action movie, and then all of a sudden it turns into a thriller. Like, good example, Martyrs, that French film that me and you.
Yeah, but that's a like a film festival film, and it's also
that was brilliant though.
Yeah, but see, there are tons of films that play with genre convention that aren't huge blockbuster titles, and the reason that those films are able to do that is because huge blockbuster titles have to appeal to the mass wide audience.
I suppose.
And if like, because was it the Avengers like $400 million dollars opening weekend or whatever it was. Well, they definitely wouldn't have made that the following weekend if people went to see the Avengers and halfway through got a fucking rom-com, or it turned into even like a sci-fi horror survival. You know what I mean? Like,
almost did turn around and do that with the whole fucking middle scene with fucking.
And they were massively criticised for bullshit, indulgent, unnecessary, fluffy backstory for one of the weakest characters to humanise that character, that already superhuman character. Not superhuman as in superhuman, as in, I mean, extraordinarily ordinary.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, when big blockbuster films that you'd see that do shit like that, they're not successful when they do shit like that because people don't want to see that. You might want to see that, but if every single blockbuster that you wanted to see had something weird and stupid in it like that, eventually you'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Well, here's another $200 million opening weekend film where we're going to see assassins and, extreme love.
But
cool.
Then this is, I pose a question to you though. Is that because everyone has been so dumbed down to that's what they expect?
It's kind of hard. Like, you can't really.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
you can't really talk for speak for people without any kind of. Right.
No, I know that. What I'm saying is I'm posing you the question is that do you think that do you feel that if we were slowly introduced to it over I'm saying like a period of 10 years where movies slowly had this change, is the fact that the reason the Avengers got $40 million dollars or whatever it was in the first opening weekend, is that because the mass public has been so dumbed down to what they expect a movie should be, that's what they go and see?
I don't think so. I think no, I don't think it's a matter of the public or the viewership being dumbed down. Like, you could look at it that way if you want, but I think there's a certain element of security and pleasure in going to see a movie that you know is going to be good. You're going to go.
I suppose.
You're so for the likes of me, I'll go to a film like The Avengers, Iron Man, Thor, etc., with the exception of Captain America, and I won't get into why, and enjoy those films because I like superheroes as a theme, and I like comics, so that's besides the point. But I like those films. I like watching those films. I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm paying for, and I know the money that I'm spending isn't going to be wasted on something that I'm going to walk away from going, well, that was fucking awful.
Wow.
It's probably quite similar to things like pop music. You know, when they get one success with, let's say, a little girl like Justin Bieber.
I was going to say Taylor Swift, but cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, or Tay-Tay. You know that when they get a success like that, you find that there's a lot of repetition of similar things come out like that. So as soon as you get something like Avengers come out, you're going to find that you're going to get a tail end of very similar like movies that are going to be all in a similar style. And you know, it's kind of like a repetition thing. They're all kind of the same movie, really, just dressed up differently. And even Star Wars is almost the same kind of movie, just dressed up completely differently.
Don't give me started on Star Wars.
Yeah, nah.
I loved that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the wrong reasons.
Did everybody enjoy the remake of A New Hope?
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought they recasted Luke in a bit of a weird way, but whatever. Yoda's a lot taller than I remember him being as well, but that's cool.
That movie's a hard one because I absolutely fucking love that movie. I loved that movie, but for all of the wrong reasons. And those reasons are the fact that they did pretty much remake A New Hope. Yeah. But I don't know.
I don't think it comes down to the fact that the mass movie going audience is dumb. I think that over the 124 to 8 years of cinema, people have refined what they've come to know and like. You know, people that like action films know they like action films, and they know the conventions of the genre that they're going to watch. My old man loves his war type films. You know,
really?
So for him,
that's so awesome.
He'd sit down and watch Platoon from the late 80s, early 90s, and then straight afterwards watch The Expendables, right? Both totally different kinds of movies. Well, sorry, that's not true. They both have different narratives, and they both focus on different themes, but at their very core, it's trained paramilitant individuals in warlike situations shooting people. That's the core premise of films of one subset of films that someone like my old man likes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you could put any number of films with those criteria in front of him, and he'll quite happily put them on and watch them. He knows what he likes, and he knows what he's getting for his money, and that's what I mean. That's why these big films that we see that are so prevalent, the trailers come out, you get 6 trailers now. You know, you get the two teaser trailers, followed by 2 short trailers, followed by 2 extended trailers. Those films are always going to be the same as those films. And one film will do something different, and if it succeeds, like Deadpool, then we might see an R-rated Wolverine film, perhaps.
That'd be interesting.
Well, that's something that they've been toying with or joking about, you know?
I love Deadpool. I'll rock that out there.
Right.
It's one of the few. Don't get me wrong. I love. I mean, I'm gonna sound like a real. I'm really contradicting myself. I like all of the movies. My issue is with them is that they. I feel as though that when I watched the first Avengers movie, I've watched all of the movies that have come since. You know what I mean? But I loved them all.
I like them, and I like them for that reason. I know what I'm going to get when I see them. And the thing is, too, I haven't read every single comic ever released for every single character, but I've followed story arcs, and I've followed some characters. I've read all of Deadpool, all of the singly released issues of Deadpool, not Deadpool in other issues. And I go to those movies with the little and the intermediary knowledge that I have of those characters, and you know what I mean? So it's even before I go and see the movie or know what the movie's about, it's already spoiled. And same could probably be said for people that don't read comics, but from our generation who got to grow up with shows like X-Men on TV or Batman. You know,
okay, in that case, then you say that, but so what about Civil War then for you? Because I know you've read some of those comics and a lot of that comic arc.
Yeah, I've read pretty much that whole comic arc.
So
I haven't seen
what
it
about
yet.
I know you haven't seen Civil War. Why aren't you going to see that movie?
I will go and see it. I can't wait to see it.
Oh,
I can wait to see it, and that's the thing. I don't like.
It just seems like you've been putting it off just because I know you mentioned to me a while ago that you said you were a bit annoyed that they had made that into a Captain America film rather than
I was really annoyed that they made it into a Captain America film because, in essence, containing it or starting Civil War with I think it would have been better as like Marvel's Civil War, the film.
Yes.
Like Marvel Universe's
agreed.
Civil War, where it wasn't like, because the thing is, like, with Captain America as a focus of this, I haven't seen the film, so it's kind of really hard for me to say anything. But from like the trailers that I've seen, you're going to see a Captain America film that's actually got everybody else in it, which is essentially the Avengers 3.
I would almost argue that you're going to see a Captain America film with a half Captain America, half Iron Man film, but. Yeah.
But I mean, well, that's it. Like, Civil War is Cap versus Tony. Like, they're on opposite sides of the superhero. What is it? Superhero Reformation? But I can't actually. Fuck. Yeah. Oh, that's sad that I can't remember what it's called. It's been a while since I've even tried to delve back into Marvel comics. But I think I don't know. I haven't seen it, and I bet you I'll go and see it, and I'll love it because I love those films. I like Marvel's. I prefer Marvel personally to DC, although I'm really gutted that Zack Snyder's not directing Marvel films because I don't care what anyone says. I fucking love Zack Snyder.
I'm a DC fan rather than a Marvel fan, and I still haven't seen Batman vs Superman, and that is because of the fact that I've got such massively different reviews from people that have seen that movie. That I'm kind of like sitting there going, well, I just don't want to see it now because I don't want to be disappointed and I don't want to be hyped up either.
Man, I tell you what, like, my opinion of it is slightly askew because I really liked that film. There were a few things in it that I didn't like, but at its most basic core, without looking at any of its imperfections, do you like Batman? Do you like Superman?
Well,
then,
the reason I'm a DC fan is because I actually like the villains,
but either way, what I mean is, like, at its without analysing the film or talking about any of its inadequacies or shortcomings, if you like Batman and you like Superman, you'll probably like this movie. If for no other reason than you're watching a movie with Batman and Superman in it. You know what I mean? And this
is my big thing. Is I'm super excited for Suicide Squad just because that's all the villains. That's
doesn't it look? But it looks amazing too.
It does look amazing. But again, and this comes back to my original thing. I'm still worried about that movie. Well, actually, no, I'm not as worried about that movie as I am about, for example, Captain America or whatever, because I still haven't seen Captain America either. But with Suicide Squad, I'm hoping, because of the types of villains that they've got in it, they're going to break free of that sort of. And I know it's not going to be a superhero movie because it's not. It's a villain movie, but it is a superhero movie. I'm hoping they're going to sort of change the way we look at superhero movies, just because that would be the perfect.
Just to put your mind at ease, like, at least, like, not getting into the Zack Snyder debate because I love that guy and I love his movies, so whatever. But David Ayer is directing Suicide Squad, and he's good, man. Like, End of Watch was incredible. Street Kings was awesome. He did another one. God damn it.
You know what I mean, though. That movie's going to be the perfect opportunity, or, well, would have been the perfect opportunity to break free of those superhero conventions that we've all been watching for the last 2 years.
But the thing is, like, the Suicide Squad is going to fit perfectly back into those conventions. At the end of Suicide Squad, I put a $2 bet on it right now with the Dizzle. At the end of Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn's not going to turn around and, like, blow up the government.
Oh, that would be amazing if she did, though.
But just like every Because they've got to follow those conventions. They just have to do it. Amanda Waller. Fuck yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that's it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Whatever. But at the end of that film, I can pick it. They're not going to turn around and blow her away. They'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you, bitch," because that's just not how movies work. Like that. Ultimately, Suicide Squad is going to fit just nicely back into the then they'll break up.
The 1 percentile though.
They'll break up.
Wishes for more.
See, well, we all want more, but I'm just saying.
I suppose it's a different type of wanting more, though, isn't it?
Like I'd love that to happen as well. I'd love nothing more than the Suicide Squad to take all of the resources and technologies the government's given them to do whatever they've got to do in this film, turn it back against the government and be the ultimate bad guys. But they won't. They won't do that.
No.
You might
what
get
do you reckon, Hayden?
The Joker might do that.
What do you reckon, Hayden? Because I don't know if you've been following these movies coming up, but what would you like? Because this is coming from obviously someone who's studied. Both of us have studied film in one way or another. Coming from someone who hasn't, who's kind of got a bit more of a fresher view. What do you reckon? What would you like to see? Would you like to see the same conventions, or would you like to see something new?
Yeah, personally, I'm not really a fan of like the superhero genre, just because I just get sick of the kind of Hollywooded kind of repetitiveness, I guess. But I do like some of those movies. Like I quite enjoyed Deadpool, and I quite enjoyed some of the X-Men movies and stuff like that. But I don't like the whole lot because I just feel like they all are just pretty much the same, And if there's a certain character I don't like, there's just no point in watching it because you know what is going to happen in the movie. You know what I mean?
Is that just you don't like that whole genre, or you just don't like the fact that you're going to see pretty much the same thing every time you go?
Yeah, it's probably more that I think. I just kind of like all these new ones that are coming out. I'm like, oh, is it like coming out? Is it almost like it's one a month? You know what I mean? So I just give up on them. And if I hear that the reviews are good for some of them, like Deadpool, then I'll make sure I'll go out of my way to try and watch it. But otherwise, I'll just neglect them. But I mean, it's not even one of my favorite. I mean, probably my favorite genre would be something like, I don't know, I quite like horror movies, but mainly because of the fact that they can be quite repetitive, but also
you and Eddie would get on perfectly then.
Horror is my absolute favorite genre.
Just because you can get a lot of variance in it, and because some of them can be smaller scale movies, you can get quite different things that happen. Like Martyrs, like you were talking about, was actually quite like. I mean, that was something I watched that kind of not knowing what was going to happen, but for me that was kind of like a whoa.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Tell me about it, right?
That was an amazing twist, though. Well, actually, the two twists that happened in that movie were amazing twists.
Yeah,
they were the sort of twist that you turn around and you got halfway through the movie and you went, "Wait, did someone change the movie on me? Because this is so much different to what I was watching 5 minutes ago." But it all fit.
Yeah,
like it all made sense. Apart from the fact
you know
that
what?
French and I was struggling with the subtitles, but you know what I mean.
I never would have guessed the end of that film ever in 1,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So like movies like that, you watch and you just go.
But that's like
you think she's going to get saved, but she doesn't, or
if every movie did that you never could predict the end of the movie.
Well,
that's why horror movies are such small kind of genres, I guess, because it's just not a big following, and everyone, like you were saying, everyone likes the recipe, I guess.
And see, my thing is too, like those films like that. If you could never guess the end of a film, then no film would ever be shocking, because you'd always go into a film going, "Oh well, there's no way I'm going to guess the end of this film," and then all of a sudden you'd see a film and you'd be like, "Fuck! I just guessed the ending, bro. This is cool. I put money on it. I bet you this is what's going to happen." It'd be the polar opposite effect, you know. But the reason that we're so, and that's like this is half of the reason I think people are so taken by films where they go, "Holy shit, I didn't see that coming," is because we like formulaic films. We like formulaic media. We see it.
It's special when you find those ones that don't conform to that.
Yeah,
like I'd say, Martyrs would be
so like
movie for me.
just without actually getting right into the discussion, a perfect example would be The Office UK, which was great and ran for 2 seasons and did something relatively different. Not saying that things in it weren't predictable, but the comedy was very British and the format was a little bit different to what we'd seen before. It's, and then you look at the US Office, which I'm pretty sure is up to 9 fucking seasons. And then they took the comedy. But what I mean is, the UK Office was a bit different. With 2 seasons, wasn't that long a run, right? Well, the US, they took more sitcom-y conventions. And they took
put it into that genre. And
that's right, and they made it more formulaic and more available and more accessible to a wider audience who just loved it because they turned it from British comedy to American comedy, which is just a slapstick, basically. And bang, the US Office. And I'm not saying
they did the same thing with the In-Betweeners as well.
That's it, and I'm not saying that those shows are bad. They're clearly not bad. Well, the In-Betweeners only went for 1 season, so clearly that was bad. But but what I mean is, I'm not putting those shows down. I'm not putting these movies down. I'm just, as a comparison, you can clearly see that that's what sells, that's what makes the money, and then people like the three of us who have all seen Martyrs, going back to Martyrs, loved it, couldn't pick it, and are like, wow, but there's a reason that that's a film festival film, and that I never heard of it being at the movies. And it's also the reason why probably we're like, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like the genres, because usually even things that aren't, I guess they'll be rated highly in the community, that people that watch those kind of movies, but generally things that might be rated high on IMDb, let's say, would generally be actually quite a good watch in that genre. You know what I mean? Because things are going to happen that you're not quite expecting all the time, because they can do it. They can kill main characters off or do strange things to people like that. But I must admit though, District 9 was one that you probably wouldn't have really picked the end of. Do you think?
That's true. I would agree with District 9.
For a big blockbuster movie.
That movie. It's been a while since I've seen it.
But the fact that it ends up as a prawn, you probably didn't see that coming. There's no happy ending for him.
See, I would have definitely thought that he'd have found his cure.
Yeah.
Especially considering he was a government official.
Yeah.
You think he's got the backing of the government, and actually it's like, oh no, but no, I agree, that's a good one.
And you think maybe it was open for a sequel or something, but I don't think it was. It was just that was it. But
that didn't do too well though, did it? That movie.
Well, it saw commercial success.
Right.
Another film, but this is bad. This is a bad thing. Just horror is great. This is what I was going to talk to you just really quickly about Hayden before. Was like, it's cool that you like horror. I like horror too. People are like, oh, I don't like horror. I know Diz doesn't like scary movies. But I love horror. In fact, horror is far and beyond my favourite genre. And my favourite films are horror films. If I could pick some of my favourite films, they'd come from that genre. And I love horror for the fact that it's so formulaic. People are like, oh, another killer with a knife killing teenagers. Oh, don't run up the stairs. Oh, she ran up the stairs. I love that. I love it. I'm not even going to lie, man. And I'm not saying that I don't love films that are different, because Cabin in the Woods is one of my absolute all-time favourite films for the fact that I was like, holy crap, this is so unique and different. But it still fitted perfectly into the horror genre. And
horror's that hard one though, because horror can kind of get away with that a little bit more though, I think.
Well, because it's like a B grade genre horror, it's not. You're not going to get you're seldom going to get a AAA or a blockbuster horror film. Not very often.
Yeah.
But I'm agreeing with you though. Like that Cabin in the Woods, I remember waiting a long time for that movie to come out, and I think mainly because it's probably like what you guys get in the superhero kind of realm, is that you get excited for movies that you feel are going to be different in some way, and I felt like that was one of those movies where before you even watched it, you felt it was going to be different to other movies. So all the ones you watch in the meantime are just ones that you know how it's going to play out, I think.
And that's what I like about. So when I put a horror film on, if it's something I haven't seen before, I go into it with the expectation that I'm going to know exactly what happens every step of the way. I'm going to know what character's going to live, what character's going to die, when they're going to die, how they're going to die, because it's a horror. But then,
And you like that?
and I love that. But what I love as well is when you go into a film and you're absolutely dead sure that all of those things are going to happen, and then the black guy lives, and the slutty girl lives, and the conservative nerdy librarian's assistant dies first, and it's like, because you're so attuned to the genre that you love, and because like the subgenres in horror follow quite specific criteria and markers, you can play with them in little ways that are exciting. But you can't do the same thing in big blockbuster films. You can't take little things out and change them. Like, you couldn't kill Tony Stark at the beginning of the Iron Man film. That just wouldn't make sense. But in Friday the 13th, Jason X, he dies at the beginning of the film.
Right.
And then of course he comes back to life. It's like there's still another 3 movies to be made, but it's besides the point. He dies at the very beginning. At the beginning, they kill him, and it's like, well, you can't do that. This isn't a fucking Jason movie without him. And then Jason's spirit, possesses the mortician, security guard, or whatever the guy is, and then bam, Jason. And it's like, that's fucking cool. Like, it played out exactly how you would otherwise expect it to, because it's a horror. But they killed the main character off at the beginning, and I wasn't left going, holy fuck. They just killed Tony Stark. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah. I see what I get what you're saying.
But that's why horrors are hard to subject in the realm of what we're talking about.
That's why I say they can kind of get away with it a little bit more than, like, for example, superheroes. But yeah, no, that's cool. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up there anyway, guys. It's been a very interesting conversation about movie genres. But anyway, I'm your host Diz, and you can catch me on Mad Gamers 69. And Eddie Van Axel, how can we catch you on Twitter?
On Twitter, at Midnight Heist Crew, we are midnight_heist with a capital M and a capital H. I don't know if that makes a difference, but that's how it's set out because we're OCD. We're also on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Alright, cool. And Hayden, you don't really have Twitter, do you?
No, don't want it either.
Can't really talk to you off this thing. But you can talk to him in the comments down below. But anyway, thank you guys for joining, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, guys.
See you later.